It was a typical Tuesday morning when Dr. Leah Harrison, an astrophysicist working at the United Earth Defense Observatory, UEDO, first heard it. A strange, rhythmic pattern of radio signals. At first, she assumed it was just another anomaly, a glitch, a satellite interference, or a natural phenomenon they hadn't fully understood yet. But then, it happened again. Leah leaned closer to the console, her fingers trembling. The signal was coming from a distant galaxy, one they had been monitoring for years, but no signal had ever been this clear, this intentional. She pinged her colleague, Ethan, a seasoned radio technician. "Check this out," she said, her voice steady despite the excitement bubbling up inside her. Ethan, ever the skeptic, muttered under his breath, but then his eyes widened in disbelief as he examined the waveform. It was undeniably artificial. They had heard alien transmissions before, but this was different. The message wasn't just random noise, it was deliberate. Each pulse was precise, like the beat of a heart. There was an intelligence behind it. Leah and Ethan worked late into the night, trying to decode the transmission. As they cross-referenced the signals with their vast database, something astonishing happened. The pattern shifted, revealing words. "We are watching. Are you ready for us?" The words sent a chill down Leah's spine. This wasn't just a message, it was a warning, an invitation, or perhaps a challenge. The world's top scientists were called in for an emergency meeting. Governments across the globe scrambled to get involved, and military officials made their presence known. News outlets picked up on the story, and soon the world was abuzz with speculation. Who were these beings? What did they want? And more importantly, how would humanity respond? The anxiety of the unknown gripped everyone. Could this be a hoax, a technological breakthrough, or the first step towards something far more dangerous? Leah couldn't shake the feeling that the transmission was only the beginning of something much bigger. In the days that followed, the frequency of the transmissions increased. They came at irregular intervals, never offering more than cryptic messages. The global tension was palpable. Every nation, from the United States to China, declared that they would be ready for any eventuality, but the question lingered: what could they really do if these beings were as advanced as the message seemed to suggest? As Leah sat alone in her office, trying to make sense of the data, her mind raced. Was humanity truly ready for what was to come? 2 months passed since the first message. The atmosphere on Earth had changed. People were more cautious, less certain of their place in the universe. There was still no direct contact, no visual confirmation of the alien species. Yet the transmissions continued, each one more elaborate than the last, as if the aliens were preparing humanity for something big. Then, one evening, it happened. Leah, now one of the leading experts in alien communication, was summoned to a high-security facility deep beneath the Earth's surface, a place reserved for the most critical events. The world's governments had been working together in secret, pooling their resources to prepare for what they now feared might be an imminent arrival. As she entered the room, she noticed the tense expressions on the faces of the world's most powerful leaders. There was no time for pleasantries. "Leah," said General Walker, the commanding officer of the UEDO. "We've received an unexpected signal. A massive object is entering our solar system, and it's heading straight for Earth." Leah's heart skipped a beat. She had never considered the possibility of a physical arrival, of a craft coming to Earth. The transmissions had always seemed so abstract, like a distant call from a far-off place. But now it was real. A ship, or something like it, was on its way. The object was enormous, larger than any ship or spacecraft humanity had ever built. It approached Earth at an unimaginable speed, and in a matter of days, it was visible to the naked eye. News channels were flooded with live footage, showing the gleaming object drawing nearer, its shape too perfect to be natural. The world held its breath. Then, without warning, the ship stopped. It hovered above Earth's surface, its sleek metallic surface reflecting the sunlight in a way that made it look like a floating jewel. No one knew what to do. No one knew what to expect. But humanity had no choice but to face the unknown. Leah was part of a small team of scientists and military officials selected to make first contact. As the team prepared for the arrival, Leah couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. Here they were, on the cusp of an encounter that would change the course of history. Hours later, the ship began its descent. It touched down gently on the vast plains of North America, and immediately, a loud crackling sound echoed through the atmosphere. The message from the ship was transmitted directly to every radio and communication device across the planet. "We come in peace. But we demand your understanding." The tension that had built up over the past months reached a boiling point. People around the world watched in awe as the first human-alien encounter unfolded live before their eyes. Yet, despite the message of peace, there was an undeniable feeling of fear. What did understanding mean? Was humanity truly ready for what was about to happen? Leah's heart raced as she was called to lead the team of experts to approach the ship. This was it. This was the moment she had been waiting for. And yet, as she stepped forward, she couldn't shake the feeling that everything she knew was about to change forever. The world watched in stunned silence as the massive alien vessel loomed before them. Governments and military forces surrounded the ship, but none dared to approach too closely. A powerful silence fell over the planet. All eyes were on the towering figure that had arrived, uncertain of its next move. Leah and her team, accompanied by a handful of global leaders, made their way toward the ship. The air crackled with electricity, and the ground beneath them hummed with energy. As they approached, the ship's surface seemed to shimmer, and suddenly, a massive door opened, revealing a strange, glowing interior. The beings who stepped out were unlike anything humanity had ever seen. They were tall, their forms translucent and ethereal, their movements fluid and purposeful. Their eyes, large and luminous, seemed to peer into the very core of the humans standing before them. The leader of the alien delegation spoke first. "We are the Veyrath. We have watched your species for eons, waiting for the moment when you would be ready to join the larger community of civilizations. You have the potential to become one of us, but first, you must understand our ways." Leah stood frozen, her heart pounding in her chest. This was the moment she had feared and hoped for. The aliens were not here to conquer, but their demand for understanding was both an invitation and a challenge. Would humanity be able to accept their ways, their philosophies, their technology? Or would they reject the Veyrath out of fear and ignorance? The choice was humanity's, and the weight of it was almost unbearable. The Veyrath offered humanity a gift, a deep understanding of the universe, access to technologies that could solve Earth's most pressing problems, and the chance to explore the cosmos as equals among other advanced civilizations. But there was a catch. To accept this, humanity would have to change fundamentally. Leah, standing at the forefront of the delegation, realized that the Veyrath weren't simply offering technology, they were offering an entirely new way of life. A life where conflict, war, and greed were non-existent. A life based on understanding, cooperation, and shared knowledge. The world was divided. Some leaders, eager for progress, supported the Veyrath's offer. Others, fearful of losing control, resisted. As debates raged on, Leah found herself torn. Could humanity change its ways in time to join this greater community, or would it let its own pride and fear destroy the chance of a brighter future? In the end, the decision was made. Humanity chose to accept the Veyrath's offer, embracing the promise of a new dawn. As the alien ships ascended into the sky, a new era began. The Earth was no longer just a lonely planet in a vast, empty universe. It was now a part of something greater. And though the road ahead would be difficult, filled with new challenges and questions, humanity had taken its first step toward a future among the stars.